Hey everyone, we are going to get started on a new project. How exciting. What I'm going to do is build out some workbenches along here, along the back. Also, I'm going to build a little auxiliary shed on the side of here. So we got a lot of work to do. I got the shed open. We're reorganizing a little bit in there so that I can get some of this other equipment just reorganize. I'm gonna get cleaned up. Well, as you can see, I've already excavated all these river rocks and the topsoil that's in here. My plan is to fill this with some of the crushed rock that I have over there, the same stuff I used for the carport. I'm gonna fill that in, compact it down. I've got a little bit of sand here, and there's a little bit of leftover sand from the carport job. 2 to 3 inches of concrete. It's not going to be much. Okay, we got that gravel down. I think I decided I'm not going to do the sand. I really don't think it's necessary here. It would just be kind of a wasted step. And it would just take up thickness. So I think this is fine. There was a lot of organic material in here just from the weeds, and that stuff came from the driveway that had spilled over into the garden, and so it picked up a lot of like wood chips and dirt and stuff like that. I think it's going to be fine. There's not that much in there. I cleaned a lot of it out, so hopefully it won't cause a problem. And there's not going to be a whole lot of weight on this. There's a couple things I can do to prevent it from sinking, but honestly, I'm not going to do any of that. I could put dowels into the foundation and into the sidewalk to kind of hold the concrete slab in place. This is just a shed, and ultimately I think it's going to be somewhat temporary, maybe a few years or something like that. It's going to be covered. I'm not worried about water getting in there. I think it's going to be fine. So I'll calculate for 4 inches just to bring it up a little more than level. So I'm gonna it'll be like a tiny little 1/2 inch, 3/4 rise, like a little curb kind of thing. The next thing I need to do here is cut the stucco away from the base, and I feel like I might just go for the whole thing. I'm gonna measure up to where the pitch of the lean-to shed roof will be. It should be about 7 feet, so I'm gonna draw, put my laser up 7 feet from the sidewalk, snap a line cut it, and then I'm just going to knock out the stucco. It's open to the other side. There's just some tar paper on the other side, so that's all that it is. Once I get the stucco off, I will put Z-flashing and put it up underneath the stucco, and then I'll put a ledger board along the top, and then I'm just going to put plywood underneath that to back it. So all that plywood over there, and I have a few more pieces, and I'll buy more if I need it. Anyway, I'm done for tonight. I'll bring you back. Well, I'm kind of second guessing myself a little bit here. What I'm trying to do is get the stucco off of the wall up to the foundation wall. I'm running out of time, and I'm trying to get this done before the rain comes because I really want to get the concrete in here so that it doesn't create a pool right here. And originally what I was going to do is just cut the whole wall out, and then from the inside I could just literally push it off the studs. But I didn't really want to deal with putting up plywood right now. I just wanted to get the concrete in. But I think that might be biting me because this is really hard to get off, just that strip down there. But I feel like if I cut through the whole wall, that way I can just pry it off in big chunks. And then it'll be easier to get that bottom layer off because I'll be able to see where the sill plate is and all that stuff. I need to think about this. Well, I'm committed now. I'm going to continue to get that off over there. Hello, it is the next day. It's starting to get gloomy. We are expecting a lot of rain over the next few days. I'm going to switch gears a little bit here. So as I was taking the material off of the wall here, I noticed obviously some problems. I mean, why wouldn't I at this point? One of them being there's termite damage, and I knew there was some termite damage, but obviously you don't really know until you get in there. This is basically completely hollow. I mean, there's some structure left in it. I think that's why they put this 2x4 here, scabbed it on there, and to support that. But down here, you can see there's quite a bit more termite damage. This base plate here actually isn't too bad. There's a little bit of damage on the outside of it, but this is a pressure treated, an old one, but I think it's probably okay. And I really don't want to get into that too much because replacing that bottom sill plate is going to be a nightmare to try to do. And I think it's in good enough shape that for this particular project, I'm not going to worry about it. What I am going to do is fix this 2x4 here and replace it. So since this one is here, I'm just going to remove this one entirely, put in a new one, and then I'll remove this. And then these weird scabbed on boards down there at the bottom, which aren't really doing anything. The other place where there's a lot of damage is to this corner member right here. And that pretty much goes all the way through and all the way up to here, at least as far as I can see. So definitely more than half of this is compromised. This one right here is solid. So again, what I'm going to do is somehow get up there and remove this, and I will replace that. The rest of these are okay. Because of the limited time I have with this, I want to make sure that I just get this covered so that there's no direct rain coming to the inside of the garage. I'm just going to tack up the plywood sheets with some screws over here so that I can take them back down when the rain stops, and then I can address these pieces here. The other thing that I'm probably going to delay on is pouring the concrete. And we're supposed to get a lot of rain. Now, if I poured it today, I'd be okay. However, I just don't think I'm going to be able to get to it today. And then tomorrow it's going to start raining sort of toward the evening hour, but it's going to be just windy and blustery and all that stuff. I'm not going to have time to be out here. We're going to clean up this mess. We're going to put the plywood sheets up, and we're going to call it until the rain stops. So we probably won't get back to this until next week. Let's get going. this bottom piece, these two bottom pieces, and this piece right here are probably going to be permanent. I thought I had enough, I almost did, but I'm going to replace those two pieces with another sheet of plywood. Even from the inside, there will be insulation, and I'm going to cover the inside too, and this will be inside the shed. I will tape up the seams just for, completeness. That's all I'm going to do tonight. So we got the rest of the stucco off of the foundation there. So now I feel pretty good about putting my concrete down there. We're about to get a lot of rain, so mainly this was just to keep the main rain out of the garage. Obviously it's not airtight. And even if a little water gets inside, it's not a big deal. I just don't want the sheets of rain going in there. And the rain will have a good effect probably on this part right here. It'll really settle in that dirt, get it really moist so that when I go to put the concrete down, it won't cure too fast. I'm gonna clean up. It's almost Christmas, and we're gonna probably pick this up after Christmas when the rains stop. So I'll catch you then.